Oh boy, I haven't done one of these in a while. Let me just, oh my god. Okay, hang on. We're gonna do some music because I don't want to be doing this without music. Hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi Beast, hi Jordan, hi Kohi, welcome in. Hi Dragon, how are you? Hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. I feel like we need some appropriate beats for this. Hang on just a second. Okay, yeah, you're gonna see my hands for like 2 seconds. Oh god. I just want to make sure, hang on, I just want to make sure that this is copyright free. Oh boy. All right, there you are, there you are. There you are, okay. Hi GG, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Okay, let me just get this done. Good lord, I hope that desktop is muted. It is, thank god, because that was really loud. Where's my freaking volume button? Why is it 100? That should not be 100. That should be at like 50 or like 60. I'll do like 55. I'm just gonna make sure this is not copyright free. This is 100% not. Hang on. We might just do the usual music that I haven't played in like a really long time. Let me just, okay, I need to turn this down like a lot. Is that kind of loud? Okay, here we go. All right, good lord. Okay, there's my mic, hello. There's my mic. Just popping in to say hi. All right. Just burned out of streams recently? That's all right, man, that's all right. Hi Nova, how are you? Thank you for the sub, or the follow, by the way. Scared the shit out of me when I was getting ready for stream. All right, so first order of business. It's kind of hard to see. Let me. God damn it. It's kind of hard to see. There are two head options that I can kind of go with here. Is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? Maybe. Kind of. You can kind of see them. Kind of. Is it gonna focus? Okay, it's focusing. Good. I got a few of these. I'm probably gonna go with this one because that one is kind of the more like. I do already have one that has the other head, so I think I might go with this one. I don't really know. Yeah, so there's two different ones. I kind of wish there was more, but these are the kind of options. This one is like the Forge Fiend one, so that just has like a big ol' like plasma gun on its face, pretty much. It's kind of hard to see. Hang on. It's gonna focus? Okay, kind of. There we go. Okay, cool. And then this is like the one for Maulerfiends. For those of you who are uninitiated, Maulerfiends are the melee option, and Forge Fiends are the ranged option. I do already have a Forge Fiend. He's not with me right now. He's actually in my carrying case that's in my car. So, yeah. I should probably take that out at some point, because I don't want my car getting broken into. So, I've already built the body. As you can see, this is the torso and the neck. I have already built this. I built this ahead of time just to kind of have a base to start with. So this is the body. Had options, of course it did. This is the base. I'm gonna put this to the side for a second. Instructions. Right, I'm a little past this. Well, no, I'm not. I still need to look at the legs. It's been a while since I built one of these, so I'm gonna have to actually look at like the colors, or not the colors, jeez, the sprue numbers. Let me just, what is that? Okay, 55. I can't even see these damn numbers. There you are, okay. And there's a few different like hind leg options. There's like a hooved one and like a clawed one. So I'm going with the clawed ones because those are just cooler in my opinion. In my infinite wisdom, those are cooler. And everyone knows that I am very smart. Hi Nettie, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. But we're doing great, actually. Alright. Legs. Now I gotta get, like, the armor plating. Which is easy enough. There's one. I gotta... Half the battle is finding the damn pieces. It's not that big of a deal for like a kit like this, which is like, I mean, look, like, it's a pretty simple, here's, oh Jesus, here's the other one. It's a pretty simple build. There are builds that are way more complicated. Thankfully this is not one of them. So let me just get this out from here. I used to just do like, I was not very good at building things when I first started, and my process was very much take one part out, and then take the other part out, and then take the other part out. And now I'm just taking it all out, like, at once, instead of just doing it in stages. Because building it, like, individual piece by individual piece is so much slower. I would much rather just take out all the pieces, and then put them together. Another part of this that's kind of annoying is... Okay, this is... I am having a marvelous insert time zone. I'm not working, so... Well, I guess technically I'm working. Another part of this that is kind of annoying is that there's a lot of, like, sprue... You can't really see it. You can, like, probably barely see it. But there's sprue residue that's left over on these. So I do have to, like, trim it up a little bit. Sometimes that does unfortunately mean accidentally cutting pieces off that you weren't trying to cut off. And when that happens, just, you know, oh well. At the end of the day, it's plastic, shouldn't really matter, but I know there's like specific tools that you can buy that make this a lot easier, but I don't feel like buying a whole nother tool when I can just scrape it off with my pliers. Okay, so those look good. Let me make sure these tootsies here are fine. And then we'll actually get to putting this thing together piece by piece. I still need to cut out the other foot here. Oh my god, where is it? What the... Why is it not on the same... This is another thing that sucks about building these, is that you'll have, like, similar pieces that are on entirely different... Oh, I already... Okay, I was like... Did I already grab it? I didn't think I did, but I guess I did. I guess I did. Yes, Nettie, I hope you are also having a wonderful time zone. Ugh, God. Let me know, guys, if the music is super loud at all or anything, and I can turn it down, but it's also, like, hella warm in my apartment right now. Probably because I'm wearing a sweater, but alright. So, let me just, like, part of the process is, like, dry fitting it. Oh, Jesus. And throwing it all over the place, apparently. Dry fitting it just to make sure it's the right one. I think these are the right ones, but I do just want to make sure before I try and put them together. Because if they're the wrong ones, then that's not good. Okay, I think these are, yep, these are the right ones. So, let me get my glue. Mmm. Yummy glue. Alright. So we're gonna take this and we're just gonna do a nice little line around the thingy. It's like it's a super fine line. I'm glad that these like quote-unquote precision tips are actually, oh shit, I missed a spot, are actually precision tips, which is kind of fun. If they weren't, then I would have problems. Okay, so that, okay. Then we just got a, hi Mega, how are you? Welcome in. Yes, we are building Warhammer models. Or I should say, I'm building Warhammer models. So when this leg is done, it's gonna go into the hind socket here, or one of them. Because as you notice, there are there's 6 leg spots in here. So this one isn't for legs, fun fact. That's for something else. But we'll get to that when we get to it. The main thing that's going to be annoying about this is that I have to make sure that it goes on right, because if it doesn't, then it's going to be a disaster. Thankfully, these are relatively easy enough to fit on. And thankfully, this is a very easy kit to build in general. Oh, shit. Shoot. There we go. Thankfully, this glue doesn't dry instantly, which is nice. I appreciate that. Should really finish building your sisters? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Do that, man. Do it right now while you're here. Pull them out. Oh my god. Really? Are you really not gonna... Okay, I think I just have to, like, leave it alone for a second. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna put together this other leg here. And then we'll go from there, I guess. Ooh, okay. Good, let that get on the ledge there. Don't forget the knee pad. Perfect. And now we can just fit it right on there. Perfect. Just kind of push that on there, because how it got laundry to do? Hell yeah. That's a mood. Okay, so that one's partially done. Now I just need to load up this ball joint here, the glue. Stick it on there. And then that should be good. We'll let that dry for a few minutes. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the head on while I'm here. I'm probably just gonna use the Maulerfiend head, because this is a Maulerfiend. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is another ball joint, and this is a big one, so I pretty much just have to, like, bombs away here, pretty much. I can't do too much. Maybe that's probably good. There we go. That's probably good. Wipe a little bit of the excess glue off. And then we just kind of hold it in place for a few seconds. Beast, funny you should mention that, because a certain somebody I know is probably Ow. Is probably going to be doing like Lego build streams coming up pretty soon. Why don't they just make it where they just pop into place? Because that would be too easy. It's part of the hobby is gluing things together. I mean, have you ever had like a model train? It's the same kind of thing. There he is. Mr. Maulerfiend. Check that out. Check out that ugly mug. I love the Forge / Maulerfiend kits. They're really cool. Like I said, and that's just gonna go into there. What I'm gonna do first, before I put these hind legs in, I'm gonna put together the arms, the forearms, because the forearms are pretty beefy. And there's a few different. I'll save this Forge Fiend head for later. I'm sure I can use this for something at some point, so I'll just put that off to the side. It would be too close to be Bionicles, true. All my models eventually turn me into a glue collector. That's real. Okay, so for the arms, I'm trying to remember. I might have to consult the I might have to consult the archives here for a second. Okay, no, here we go. So the arms are a little weird. We got these two giant freaking... Yeah, these guys have big ol' arms. Big ol' freaking arms here. Let's see, I'm just like, yeah, there we go. Try to get that nice clean cut off the sprue there. But yeah, there we go. Now we just gotta get the other one. Took you 2 years to find a favorite. Oh man. Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy that would get pissed off easily, Dragon. Yeah. But yeah, that's just the whole charm of building Warhammer models, is that you have to assemble them and you have to glue them together and stuff. What's really nice is that the glue that they make is like a special, I mean, it's their own formula, and what it does is it chemically bonds the plastic pieces together, so that it literally, like, it's as if they were already pre-built, pretty much. That's pretty much how that works. I'm gonna get one more piece off here, and then we should be... Oh, and then I need the armor. Forearm armor. Let me just grab that real quick. This is such a cool model. I love these. I love these kinds of models, like the big tank ones. They're the easiest to build, because it's all just a bunch of, like, bigger pieces. I mean, you'd think that, like, if that's the case, you ask, then how easy are building knights? Have you guys ever seen a knight? Hang on. Let me show you. Throw my headphones on the floor in the process. Let me show you what a knight looks like, for those of you who are uneducated. So this is a knight that I built a little while ago. Is that lighting okay? That lighting's okay. He's a big boy. One of the larger models in my collection, not the largest, but one of the larger ones. These armor plates, like the obvious, like the big armor plates, are all one piece. One piece, get it? But everything, like, all of, like, the machinery and stuff, all of, like, the pistons and the wires and stuff, those were all separate pieces. So, like, the internal, like, body of the knight was like a million different pieces, which is why building these took me so long. And I have, like, 4 of them. So yeah, I have 4 big ones, and I have 2 of the smaller ones. Let me... I think I've shown some of you, but the knights are not actually the biggest in my collection. The biggest in my collection, let me put him down there because he's part of the model, is this guy. I can't even fit the whole thing in the frame here. So this is Archaon. This is from Age of Sigmar, it's just Warhammer Fantasy, like, soft reboot. It's a giant. So this is the mount. The actual character is this guy. So this guy is the actual character. and he rides on the saddle here. And this is like I can't even fit the whole model in the frame here, and it's not focusing really, so you can't really see it very well. But let me put this down. I don't want to accidentally break in or anything while I'm showing them off. I have a few other larger models as well. Namely the Bloodthirster that I painted on stream a little bit ago. I also have this. This is a Defiler. A wasp made a home inside the cannon nose there. So I will forever make a joke that this guy has the spirit of a wasp inside him that is controlling him. And then this, it's a model, it's a terrain piece. So it's supposed to be pretty big. This is a terrain piece from Age of Sigmar that I have to paint. Alright, let me put this right, where it belongs on the shelf. And then, for those of you who weren't here, this is the Bloodthirster that I started to paint. I almost finished it. I'm not quite there. I still have a little bit of ways to go. But this is the Bloodthirster that I started on stream. I got most of it done. But yeah, those are like the biggest models that I have. Anyways, yeah, those are like 12 inches. This is like a good 12 inches or so. All right, Maulerfiend, slightly smaller guy. He's all right. Larger sisters models in the line took you forever. Yeah. Yeah, Chaos will always be the most difficult models to paint, and I will die on that hill just because of how freaking intricate their trim is. I mean, like, right now, actually, for those of you who don't know, go on Google and look up Helldrake. Look up Warhammer Helldrake, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Those things, Helldrakes, are massive. Absolutely massive. I'm trying to dry fit these because I don't remember exactly how they fit together. I could just look at the instructions, but where's the fun in that, right? Okay, so that goes onto there. Thankfully, these limbs are very easy to put together. It's like 2 or 3 pieces. But yeah. Okay, I have to clean this up a little before I put it together, because that's like, there we go. Nice little clean job on that one. Let me make sure that this one's all good. It's looking a little rough. Also just have to clean off my pliers here. I'm gonna clean my work area, I guess. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. See, you can't really, actually, you can't really see it on there, but I nicked off some of the plastic on accident. So I might just have to sand that down a little bit. Then there's Thousand Suns, exactly. Thousand Suns are terrifying to paint. I could never paint Thousand Suns. I will paint Undivided Marines all day long. I will never, ever paint Thousand Suns, ever. I outright refuse to paint Thousand Suns because of how difficult they are to paint. Now, how does this go? I don't remember. Because that's like, does that just like sit on there? God, that's really stupid. So how does that like, I'm just trying to see, okay. I might have to do this first. I might have to do this part first. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see how that goes on now. So that goes on like that. See, dry fitting is very important to builds like that. You want to make sure you know what you're putting and where you're putting it before you try to glue it. Okay, so I'm gonna get that one first. We're gonna do this right arm first. And oh, and then we'll take care of it from there. Let me just hang on. Sometimes I have to make sure that my glue lines are nice and clean, because otherwise it kind of just gets sloppy and doesn't look as good. The good thing about most of this kit, most of this build, is that all of your seam and glue lines are like under all of like the important parts. Be a little careful sometimes, because sometimes if you have like glue on your fingers and you're putting something together, the glue will stick to your fingers, and the piece that you're trying to stick onto a larger build or part of the build, like a sub-assembly, will just like come right off. So you have to make sure that you're doing it right. Just not getting as much glue on your hands. Okay, so there's one arm. So when that's done, that arm is gonna go on here. Kind of knuckle walking, I guess. And then what I might have to do, I might have to put both of these on at the same time, because as you can see, these things are supposed to be like hunched over, like quadrupedal weirdos, and it's the pose, the building, and the build and the pose is a little weird. So I gotta figure out. Honestly, I might have to do a BRB and grab my Forge Fiend from my car, just to kind of get a better idea of what I'm trying to do, but I'll worry about that once I... Okay, so now this one's up next. So, okay, you get over there. Get out of my way. Thank you. And this one's just gonna fit right on there, I think. Yup. Perfect. I have a friend who has a full army and it looks immaculate. Oh, man. That's awesome. What army is it? I'd be interested to know what army it is. That for sure. It would just fit that right on there. Perfect. We'll let that sit for a second so I can... Well, yeah. But I do also need to get this on there too. I think I just... Hang on, I'm just going to check this out. I just want to make sure that I'm... I believe that's how the build's supposed to go. Let me just feel for joinery. Okay, perfect. So that's gonna go on like that. Like that. Kind of at a bit of an angle. Alright. Now, because there's not a lot of... Because it's just like a plate. Thankfully, there's a bit of joinery on here that can fit into a notch on the arm right there. So that's going to make this way easier. Warlock, welcome in. It's a Maulerfiend, actually, not a Forge Fiend. I'm building a Maulerfiend. I already have a Forge Fiend. It's in my car. And he's been painted already. Well, kind of. For the most part, he's been painted. It's kind of funny, because I ended up having to salvage it because my original color scheme idea for him was completely different. And I decided to change it. So I didn't want to strip it because I didn't want to go through, like, potentially ruining the model. So what I ended up doing was just coloring over it, or painting over it, and it worked out fine. It looked okay. It looks okay. I have to touch up, like, the demon flesh on it, but for the most part, it looks alright. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. I just want to see... Okay, cool. This Forge Fiend is going to be a little weird, because the way his head is, he's a little more, like, perked up than the usual one. If you know what a Forge Fiend looks like, usually there are 4 spikes on the neck here. I cut one off so that I could angle his head up a little more, because I'm not really a fan of, and you can kind of see it on the instructions here, how it's like angled downwards. It's like angled downwards like that. So I angled it a little bit upward, but I had to cut off one of the spines on the neck. Well, you see, this model does already have Gatling guns, which I'm not gonna use because it's a Maulerfiend, not a Forge Fiend. He has his own melee weapons that fit into this this third socket here. But yeah. There he is. There he is. So I've got the limbs done. What I might have to do, I might have to... The base is definitely going to come in handy for this. I just have to, like, low-key, like, dry fit a lot of this. And this is going to be a little weird because it's, like... As you can see, that's not quite a ball joint. It's, like, a weird... I don't know what you would call that. But it's not a ball joint. So I have to be a little careful about how I pose this. Because if I do it wrong, then it'll screw up the whole build. The whole entire build will just be, like, perpetually screwed up. I think what I'm going to have to do is... I think I'm just going to do, like, the leg here, the back legs. And then from there, I can sort of figure out how I want the forelegs to go. Okay, so kind of like that. Kind of, you can't really see it very well, but I'm just like dry fitting to, and if I do that, that'll, see. I'm trying to remember how I did it on the, because these are like big arms, so I just want to make sure that I'm not like posing it wrong, I guess. Sometimes I just have to do it on like a flat surface, like the base more often than not. Okay, so that should, I don't know. These are a little weird. These models are a little weird. Let me actually, I don't know. Hang on. I'll pull this off and I'm gonna flip to another page of the instruction booklet to see if that does. Okay, that's the Forge Fiend. This is the Maulerfiend. Here we go. Right. So those are supposed to be a little back ways. Oh, Jesus. No, why is it... Hello. I accidentally keep mashing my keyboard. That's like up there. Hello, Strobs. How are you? We are building horrors beyond our comprehension. The collective comprehension here. That's that leg. So that's supposed to be like... Sometimes I do kind of have to eyeball from the pictures. Sometimes you just gotta... Yeah, you just gotta eyeball it. Let me just... Hang on. Oh, God, do I have water in my water bottle? I do not. That's unfortunate. So, eventually, it's gonna look like this. This is the end result, pretty much, what this is gonna look like. That's the build option. This is the one that we're going with, because I already have one of these. I've already built one of these, so now we're building another one. Because everybody knows... Oh my god! I forgot! Guys, I'm adding this retroactively to the list of what we're building tonight. Because I've been putting this off for so long. Partially that's because I don't have any glue. Or I do now, but I didn't before. Probably not painting anything tonight. I think we're just gonna be building stuff. Okay, so that's supposed to go on like that. God, that's so weird. Okay. I might have to... Oh, I don't have any putty. Putty is really nice for dry fitting because it lets you like stick it on without actually gluing it and without risking like a... Jesus Christ. I need to turn that down. Oh my god. Flickstroke, thank you for the sub. Jesus. Thank you for scaring the shit out of me. Oh my god. Okay, so I have to like feel it. Like that. Strobs, thank you for the follow. See, that's a much more exciting and calm alert sound than the I don't even know why I did that. I could not tell you why I put the as a sound alert. Couldn't tell you why I did that. I'll probably have to change that. Okay, so I think I know how this is supposed to go in. So let me go ahead and take this back out. You're gonna see me do that a lot because I just want to make sure that the glue doesn't dry, because this is pretty fast drying glue. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't dry and crust over and just become useless. So that's gonna go in kind of like that. And while I have this here, hi Billy, how are you? Now we're gonna test fit this. Well, oh, that's not even the right one. I should have done the other one, whatever. I'm just gonna make sure and try and see how well these fit on the, where did I put the base? There it is. You either, oh my god. Yeah, guys, Strobs is a certified freak, low-key. So that's how that fits. Now that I know how that can fit, I have to glue it. This is not really the super professional way to do this. I'll put one more drop of glue in there. And then I'll probably have to dry, I'll probably have to test fit it again while this is drying, just to make sure that I'm doing it right. Oh my god. Yeah, come on over to Twitch. We have freaky people. Okay, oh, I need to adjust that a little bit. There we go. Perfect. He's drying. While that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and... It dries pretty fast, so I don't have to worry about ruining the build too much. So now all I have to do is put this other hind leg on. Look, as long as you guys aren't saying slurs, I don't really care what you do. Okay, so that looks like that can go there. See, I don't like how that fits. It's weird. I feel like he's like squatting and like being weird about it. I don't know. Of course you do that in your free time. Of course you do. That seems like a you thing. Oh boy. Alright, so that can go on like that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and nail down this, because this other forearm, or foreleg, I guess, doesn't, it's like, it's supposed to be up in the air and not like on, like resting on anything, so we can kind of just like put it like up a little bit, I guess. Maybe not too up, because I do still want to like, I'm just trying to look at it from like a, okay, so we'll let that, yes, monster good, monster good. Okay, so that looks okay. Let me just, okay, that's still good on the base. Oh, I'm gonna put this a little lower, a little bit lower. There we go. Now we're letting that dry. Yes, monster equals excellent. I 100% agree with you. I think there's a clip of me somewhere, or like a screenshot of me somewhere, where somebody sent like a picture of like or I sent a picture of like a forge fiend, one of these guys, and my comment alongside it was wood. I think there's something of that somewhere. Okay, now let me just make sure that that fits, because it doesn't look like it does. Okay, it does. That's weird. That's kind of annoying. It's such a weird wonky build, because it's like, see, the hand is like, yeah, Yeah, it's kind of a weird build. So I'm gonna set that on the base for now. We'll set that as is. We'll put it on the base there, but we're not gonna glue it because there's still a few pieces here that we have to finish. Oh my god. Yes, jobs like the one in your pants. So these, actually, before we do that, we gotta do the armor for the shoulders and the rear legs. Although, no, they already have armor. Let me just, oh my god, that actually punctured skin on my hand. That's the thing about chaos models. There's so many spikes. I mean, look at all this. It's all so spiky. Alright, Beast, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. So let me just get this one off. Let me just get that done. Let me tear this right off. Because those are this is the thigh. Yeah, that's the thigh armor. Okay. So these are like the big armor. So, see, so that's gonna go like right on there. You can't really see it. Hang on. That's gonna go like right on there on the shoulder. Yes, I am multi-streaming. I mean, you don't have to. It would be cool though. Would be awesome. I would love more money. I'm not gonna beg for it. I know people who do that, and it's not my thing. I don't like begging. The one time that I've even remotely begged for anything was when I was like a month away from being homeless. And I put up an announcement on my YouTube. I was like, yo, if you guys could like donate through my Streamlabs link, that would be awesome. So I could help. Because I need help covering my rent. That's the one time, and that's the only time I will ever do anything like that. What sucked about it though was that I hadn't figured out, like, my PayPal was being weird because everything from Streamlabs goes through PayPal, and it was being really weird, and it wasn't working properly. So, I know this is gonna sound crazy. 90% of those donations didn't even go through. So I had to refund, like, 90% of them, and I felt really bad, because, like, I didn't want to make it seem like, oh yeah, I need your money, but I'm not actually gonna use it for what I said I'm gonna use it for. Just kidding, you know. I didn't want to do that, so I just ended up being like, all right, look, it wasn't working, so like I appreciate all the help. I'm refunding the ones that I can, and we'll go from there. That's kind of what happened. I think I didn't take away like any of that, honestly. Yeah, I know. I just don't like asking for help. I was raised to not not ask for help, I guess, if that makes any sense. So I just, out of habit, I just don't really. I don't know. That's kind of just a me thing, I guess. Yeah, I hate PayPal. I hate PayPal. It sucks. I hate it so much, dude. It's awful. I had to like do all this like upgrade shit so I could do, and like all this other verification crap so I could upgrade to like a business account, because otherwise it wasn't gonna let me take the money, and I was like, bruh. I ended up having to do all that just so I could even get some of it. Alright, so now we're gonna take off these big ol' tentacles here. I'm sure a select few of you might find these parts very appealing. I know who you are. Okay, so that was... See, and this is where looking at the numbers is important. So that's part 30, so this is 31? So this is 31, because there's a reason for all the numbers on here. Because these go together like a certain way, and if you don't do them that certain way, then they don't go together, which is very unfortunate. So that's 31. Now I need to find 32. Is that 32? I thought that said 37 for a second, not gonna lie. Okay, so that's... See, though, Billy, these are, these are like barbed tentacles, so I don't know if you want to go anywhere near these, but I know other certain people would love to, but okay, so those are the first three. I'm gonna do this build before I do the others, because these are a little weird, because like you have like different pieces, obviously, duh, what are we even doing here? And they all kind of fit together into a weird ball that you then socket into the other socket on the body of the thing. See, it's like a weird little ball. Yes, absolutely. Strubs, have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. Yes, we gotta... Yes, we absolutely have to. I will show up. I will not be a coward for once. I will show up and I will win, I promise you. Okay, so that just fits right in... Hello? Right in there. We'll press that together. Barbs and balls, yep. Real, okay, that's a really delicate joinery. I don't like that. Okay, so 31 goes on the right side. I don't really think it matters, but... So the 31 goes on the right. I think I have to put a little more glue on the seam here, just to seal it up a little bit. And then we're gonna put one last big old dollop right on here to get everything else. And then we can just, oh god. And then we can just ruin the whole build by accident, because that works. This is why waiting for things to dry is important. Unfortunately, I'm very impatient. So that's drying. I have to get this glue off my fingers. Your cats are screaming! Oh man, I get that. Alright, well Billy, thank you for lurking. Thank you for lurking. Come back anytime. So that's drying. God, that's a lot of glue. I think I put a little too much on there. But it was necessary. Okay, now I gotta test fit. God, that feels like it's just like caving in. It doesn't feel like it got built right. Okay, whatever. We'll let that dry. I'm gonna go ahead and clip out the other rest of the tentacles here. And we're just gonna... I have to actually look at these. Also, like, my back is low-key hurting because I have to lean forward when I do this. And, oh my god. Okay. And I have to, like... Okay, so there's one. Oh my god, my back. I'm so used to just playing horror games, or just playing games in general, and I'm not used to leaning forward in my chair, because my posture is usually pretty good. But on nights like tonight when I build or paint something, it's like bad, and then my back ends up hurting like crazy afterwards. Oh, I might have to stretch a little bit. Oh my god. Hang on. Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's put you back over here for a minute. And then let me just cut this tentacle out. Free it from its plastic sprue prison. I love this model. It's such a cool model. There's so many cool models. Okay, so that's done. We're pretty much, I think we're almost finished. This build is almost done. I just have to put these tentacles together and glue it on the base. And we'll be done pretty much. So that goes like that. Okay, so that fits in there. So let me just... Oh, I have to clip this off. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. Does that go in there? That does go in there. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these two together. That's gonna fit right in there. We'll actually let that dry for a minute, maybe, or just press it together to kind of force it to bond there. Then we'll take this other one. God, I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this, after all this. And then that can just go right on there. Yeah, I have a lot of glue on my fingers right now. I'm definitely gonna have to wash my hands later. Okay, so that's that. There we go. So we pretty much have most, if not all, of the sub-assemblies done. Let me just, oh, there we go. We still have, okay, so this was the one for the right side, yeah. And then this was the one for the left side, which looks pretty dry. So I want to make sure that fits right. Perfect. So that's gonna go in like that. Those are his little melee weapons. So that's gonna fit in right there. And the other one's just gonna go on the other side. So let me just put an absolute dollop right in the middle here. We're just gonna take this and we're just gonna plug it in right there. Hold that in for a bit, let it dry, let it bond, at least in the beginning stages. There we go. That's all done. Here, there we go. There we go. That's all right in there. We'll do the same with the other one. I know he's off camera. I just have to actually look at and see what I'm doing. That's the thing that sucks about painting and building on stream. Because most of the time when I paint/build, I have it like right up to my eyes so I can see what I'm doing. But if it's not, like when I'm like doing it on stream, I can't really do that because it has to be like in front of a camera, right? So I have to like basically force myself to not do as good a job as I usually would. Okay, I think that's not all the way in. Yeah, that's not all the way in. That is nowhere close to all the way in. Okay. I might have to redo that. Maybe. No, I just have to... I just have to let it dry. Honestly, I really just have to let it dry. Okay. So we're gonna let that sit. There's the model. The model is done. I just have to... Here he is, Mr. Maulerfiend. He is all done. I do also want to mention, this tail is not part of the model. This is from a different kit. The original Forge Fiend tail is this right here. And this sucks. We're gonna throw that away. I like this so much better. I like it so much better. So yeah, we're gonna let that dry for a bit. Next up, while we're letting that dry, I'm gonna use this as my mat, so we're just gonna keep this open. We can save for later. What's interesting and kind of funny to see is that we have so many extra pieces, and that's the cool thing about Warhammer models, is that you have so many extra pieces depending on like the build that you do and depending on the model that you get. So there's always so many other like cool things that you can do with them though. Like if I get like another tank or something at some point, I might throw some of those guns on it. I don't really know. It is kind of restrictive on what you do with them because like certain models can only have certain things. So you have to like make sure that you're doing it right and that you're not just like building for advantage, which is a real thing. Some people do that, which is stupid. I know not a lot of people do that, but some people do. All right, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I gotta get some water because I'm a little thirsty. So we're gonna pause that for a second. I will be right back. And then when I get back, we're gonna be building this guy. I'm gonna put him here. I'll be right back. Please behave while I'm gone. Alright, awesome. We are back. Oh. We are back, and I just hit my table with my chair. Love that. Alright, so Mr. Maulerfiend, we're gonna put him off to the side. He's not glued down to the base yet. I want to give the rest of the model a little bit of time to dry before we do that. So he's gonna go off to the side. We're building one of these next. This is a Null Khemist. This is a steampunk dwarf. Part of the Caradron Overlords faction in Warhammer Fantasy. He has a little tiny instruction booklet. I have not built one of these before, so I am actually gonna have to look at the instructions. But he has way fewer pieces than... Oh, is it not focusing? There we go. He has way fewer pieces than the Maulerfiend, so he should be an easier build. But we just have to actually look at the pieces. Okay, or the instructions. So we got 1 and 2 first, of course. Because where else would you start? So let me just get these off, and then we can... Okay, so that's 1. And 2 is... Where are you? Half the battle is finding these damn things. There we go. Oh, no, that's 21. That's not 2. Okay. That was almost catastrophic. So where's 2? Oh, there it is. Where is it? It's the biggest piece on the sprue. That's where it is. So we're just gonna... Come on, get in there. Cut it free. Clean up the mold lines a little bit. Then we'll go from there. This guy looks like the friggin' Big Daddy from BioShock. It's so cool. This is such a cool model. All right. So this is the torso. Hang on. I'm just gonna take him off for a second. I don't really see much that I have to fix for like leftover sprue residue. I see a few. I can see a few spots, but it's nothing like egregious that's gonna be like complete and utter eyesore when you're looking at the model when it's done. All right, so this is the torso. Both halves of it, just snap right on in there. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and put that together. Let me uncork my glue here. And well, let me just... Gotta be careful, because that's my finger right there. And I don't want it to... I'd rather not have more glue on my fingers than I already have. Okay. So that sticks nicely. Next we have part number 4, which is one of the legs. I appreciate that dwarves are short enough to the point where you don't have to put like the thigh and the shin together like you do with some of like the Space Marine models. Like you just have to put like the leg on, because like that's the full leg right there. You can't really see it, but that's the full leg right there. Just realize how gross my nails are. I need new nails. I need to put new nails on. Okay, so we'll do that. Let me get some of this sprue residue off so that I can put it on. Let me just dry fit and make sure. All right, looks good. Okay. That's okay. So then we have another piece that's supposed to go on here. It's gonna be like, oh god, that's gonna suck. That's like a tiny little piece. Don't even know where that's supposed to go. Okay, so we're gonna have to try and hang on. Where's the box? Where's the box? Sometimes I have to look at like the box just to like make sure that it looks right, or that like my build looks right. Okay, that looks about right. And if we need to, I can always just like force it apart and change it, or like adjust it if I need to, but for the most part, I'd say that looks about right. Maybe a little more. Okay, no, that's not. Okay, hang on. There we go. There we go. That looks, oh my god. That should be it. Okay. There we go. And then we have, this one's gonna suck. I'm getting PTSD from building my knights, because we have a tiny little piece. You can barely see it, but it's there. This tiny little piece, that piston that's gonna go. It's like a connection point between like the boot and like the upper part of the leg, I guess. I'm just gonna dry fit this just to. Oh god, this is gonna suck. That's gonna suck hard, dude. Okay, actually maybe not, because that's actually fitting on perfectly fine. Maybe. Not really, but kind of. Oh my god, and the leg just fell off, so we have to put it back on and let it dry, I guess. See, this is where it gets annoying, because there's so many different, like, yeah, legs are annoying. I don't like dealing with them. I never have, and I probably never will like dealing with legs. I'm sure I'm sure how I did it is probably not the way it's supposed to be, but we'll worry about that later. So where did I, okay, so that's right here. So that just goes, that's supposed to like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. I have to put very small amounts of glue on this, because otherwise it's just gonna get all gunked up and gross. I like the precision tips on these. These are really nice. Now, you go there, and you go right on there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, God. There we go. There we go. That is better. Okay. Success. Again, you can't really see it. This webcam is terrible. I need a better one. Like glue encrusted hand here. Ugh. All right. There's that. Is YouTube still working? Is YouTube cooperating? Yes, it is. Okay. For some reason, I didn't think it was. All right. So that part's done. Then we have 6 and 7, which is like the helmet, or like the first part of the helmet. The brain rot. The brain rot. I can never escape the brain rot. The forbidden numbers. Exactly. Forbidden numbers, dude. Okay, so then this has to go like, I'm gonna test fit this again just to make sure I get it right. Okay, so that goes like that. That is gonna be annoying. Oh god, I might have to. Oh Jesus. Okay, so you go in like that. Boom, boom, boom. you just connect like that. Perfect. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon and greasy. And then, oh god, no, wait, it's slipping. Is it? Wait, what the hell? This is such a weird helmet. I don't... It's so weird. It might be... I think it might be a little warped. Oh, wait. It might be a little warped. Ugh. See, this is what happens when you have glue on your fingers. It just gets all over the model. Not like you can see it, but... It's okay. When it dries, it should hopefully look a little better. Now, how is that supposed to... Does that just go right on there? It does. Okay. That's not gonna look good. Yeah, that's not gonna look good. Oh well. It's okay. The mechanical beard covers it up. Yes, this thing has a mechanical beard. Look at that. That right there is the beard. Homie has a mechanical beard, which is crazy to me. Like, imagine, like, putting on a big, like, steampunk suit and then making extra space for your beard. Peak dwarves, honestly. Okay, and then that just fits right into there, right? Okay. This is a little crooked. I might have done this wrong. I might have done this wrong. Maybe. But it's okay, we can cover it up. It's not an egregious sin. You just have to make it look better. There we go. Much better. That actually looks like a helmet now. Oh my god. That actually looks like a helmet now. And then we can put this right on here. I'll go ahead and glue that on right now. Oh shoot, I forgot to put my music back on. Here, I'll glue this head on and then I'll tune the music back in. Oh god. There we go. Perfect. Oh. So the head's on. Can't really, again, you can't really see it very well, but there we go. There we go. All right, so that's on. That's gonna be like the backpack. He has a whole like blimp backpack that he has, or that he uses. Oh my god. Indigestion's a bitch, dude. Alright, now we have the arms. So 9 and, or at least one of them. So the first one is 9. And there's going to be a wire that we have to put on it, but I'll do that after I've actually connected the arm. So that just pops right on there, right? Or how is that? Hang on, how is that supposed to go? Oh, that's supposed to go like back a little bit. Okay, that makes sense, kind of, I guess. Kind of. Okay. And I just remembered that I promised I'd turn the music back on, so let me do that. Perfect. Perfect. Again, if at any point it's too loud, just let me know and I can turn it down. Alright, so you're gonna go on there. That's probably enough. Oof, yeah, that's definitely enough. When it like blooms out of the connection point, you can tell that you used a little too much. You can never be too careful. Okay, so that's gonna be like that. Just, ugh, God, okay. See, is that what that's supposed to be like? It doesn't... Okay, sure. Sure, we'll go with that. So that's that. And then we have... Okay, number 10, that's just a wire. We'll worry about that later. Let me get piece number 12 off the sprue here. All right, sorry, I'm cleaning up some of the mold lines here. I can't really be bothered to lean forward while I'm doing that. I'm giving my back a rest. My back is, my posture is like so good, and doing these streams absolutely ruins it. Okay, so that goes like, wait a minute. Wait, what? Oh, damn it, the freaking arm came off. God damn it. I gotta like... Gotta really get it on there. Otherwise it's gonna fall off again. Now this is supposed to go... like... Okay, but how? Also, let it be known that they put this back. No, they didn't. Okay. Sorry, I was tripping. Wait, yes, they did. They put this on backwards. They literally made this backwards. That's, like, there's no way. What? Oh my god. They quite literally printed this backwards. Are you kidding me? Is this... Oh my god. I have to look at this. Hang on. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they printed this backwards. What? Oh, no, they didn't. I'm just stupid. Okay. I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. Okay, that makes sense. I was really confused because there were like two separate connection points. There's one on each side and I wasn't sure which one it was going to. Okay, so that just slots right in there. I gotta put this wire on before I forget about it. This 10, piece number 10 here. How is that supposed to go on? I'm just trying to look at my thing here. Sorry. Oh, shit. I might be... cooked. I might have put this on too late or tried. Oh, yeah, it's too late. Okay, whatever, that's alright. I hate wires like that, dude. They suck. I hate building things that have that. Really detracts from the experience, if I'm being honest. Okay, now we've got piece number 5, which is the leg and the tactical rock here. And that's just gonna go right on here? Maybe? I don't know. It's kind of hard to see, but... So that just plugs in right there, right? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm obsessively test fitting this because I want to make sure that it comes out right. Okay. Alright. I know where it goes. I know where things go on it now. It's gonna go right there. And then this is just gonna come right on in. I felt it slot in there. That's really nice. I love it when it does that. I love it when things just like slot in perfectly like that. Is that supposed to... That arm's not supposed to be that in like that. What is going on with this model? Hang on. I have to fix this arm. Oh my god. That's really annoying. Okay, there we go. There's the leg. Then we have another piece. This piece 14. That we have to slot in here. Oh my god, my back. I hate saying that because it makes me sound older than I am. That just plugs in... Wait. Okay. So that just plugs in right on the back there. Oh my god. And I have to fix the arm again. This is the important chat. This is why it's important to let your stuff dry before you put more stuff on it. So we're gonna let that dry for a second. I'm gonna get some water. Hell yeah. Alright. So while that's drying, we're gonna go ahead and build the bubble here. This is the next part. And I'm gonna have to wait until I put the other part of the backpack on before I actually put this sub-assembly on like on the thing. Alright. So this is like his little balloon backpack here. And that just kind of like... Is that just like... Okay, so that just fits together like that. And that goes like that. And then that also has to get attached to this. Hang on, I'm just testing something out. Okay, word. I think I understand what that's trying to do. Yep, okay, cool. So these two are gonna get glued together real quick. Let me just, okay. Here we go. Come on. There we go. You gotta feel it, really feel it out sometimes. Yeah. So that's drying. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this part onto the backpack now. And there are a few different like connection points that I have to look out for. So, okay, perfect. There are a few different places. I'm pretty sure you could see it. I don't know if you did. Sorry. But there are a few different places that I had to glue. Otherwise, it just wouldn't have fit together as well. And I just want to make sure that this doesn't fall apart. That's the last thing I want on this model that I paid 30 bucks for. So then that just slots in there, but I need the jetpack done. And it's almost done. It's literally like, I have 2 little orbs to put on it. Oh, you know what else? I forgot to put this arm on. I almost forgot this arm. Oops. Uh-oh, that would have not been good. Let me just clip that little bit off on the end there. Cool, cool. And there's gonna be a wire that I'm sure there's like a... That just has to be aiming forward, right? Does that aim forward like that? Okay. Hang on, I need to see what that connection point is. Okay, cool. It's a bigger wire, which means that it's gonna be a lot easier to actually stick on there. Oh god. There we go. I just have to hold it on there for a few seconds. Da-da-da. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna cut out part number 13, which is a bigger wire. And I'm gonna test fit it. To make sure, because I still don't really know where it's supposed to go. I mean, I kind of have a feeling that I know where it's supposed to go, but I also don't at the same time. Okay, I see where it's supposed to go now. I see. Okay, perfect. Okay, so there's a little spot on the backpack. And there's the one on the elbow there. Gotta make sure I get both of those connection points. Or else this will not end very well. My hands are so damn shaky. Perfect, okay. It's like just barely on there. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna finish the backpack here. So I'm gonna move that off. So 19 is... Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna take the rest of the pieces off so that we can just get to them without having to cut them off. It's only like a few more after the backpack here. So part number 19 is on this side. Or wait, what? Oh, right. Okay. 19's on this side. Perfect. Nice and easy. It just kind of slots right in there. Can't really see it because my finger's over it, but it's just gonna slot right in there. So I gotta glue it down. Let that dry. I'm gonna cut out the other part here. And then after I get this backpack done, it's pretty much just the fins here that I have to cut out. I like how AOS has more detailed models than like 40k does, but alternatively, it means that there's so much more that you have to put together, and so much more that you have to look at when painting, which means you have to just be a lot more careful. Like, I'm towing the edge of life and death here, because this leftover sprue gunk is really all up in my biz, and I can't really see it very well, because I'm, like, half blind. I have glasses, but they don't really do much for me. Okay, we might just have to... I'm just gonna test fit this. Just... Okay, yeah, I need that part off. Okay. That's still not off. Oh my god, sorry guys. I just have to get this damn piece. I hate doing that. It's so annoying. I hate having to do that. Okay, there we go. Good enough. 100% gonna have to wash my hands like 3 times after this. Otherwise, it's just gonna get all grody. Okay, so that's done, which means we can put it... These two are gonna glue together, like that. Gonna go right on there. Just load it up. Not too much, I'll maybe do like 4 drops. That's probably good. Alright. So there's that. There's the balloon thingies on the backpack. Where do the fins go? I need to double check where the fins go. Okay, so the fins go on the actual little balls here. So 20, 21... 20 goes on the left side. Not that it matters, because they're both they're like identical bits, but I just want to make sure I'm doing what the instructions tell me to do. Okay. So that's gonna go like right up on the, oh my god. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Sometimes if you use too much glue, it becomes almost like it becomes like a double negative, and it like, the glue cancels the other glue out, which in turn cancels it out. So then it just becomes like a weird, like, just becomes a weird thing. Okay, so this kind of just like pops in there. So I'm gonna have to be careful when I do this. Be very careful, because that does not... God damn it. Okay, I'm just gonna glue... that. Because, I mean, you can pop it in, but I don't really want to. But I gotta be quick, because gravity. It just goes right in the back there. Perfect. And we'll get the other one. This is the last one. This is the last piece. Oh my god, my back is killing me. This might be the last one. I might not be able to get to the Goremongers. So I don't know how much more my back can take. Okay. Just trying to shave off a little bit more of the sprue gunk. Okay, there we go. So same thing as we did with this one. We just gotta... I'm gonna test it. We just gotta pop it in It's a little weirdly spaced out, so we're gonna have to pop it in and then act quickly, otherwise gravity will just get rid of all the glue. And we don't want that. Be nice and quick about it. What the? Okay, and then like that. This piece is a little warped. I can tell that this piece is a little warped, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, so those are on there. We'll let that dry, maybe. I'll make sure that this is good. Then we'll stick it right on there. That'll be done, and we can just throw it on the base. Maybe not like throw it, but you know what I mean. All right. All right. Hold that there for a second. Make sure it's nice and on. Just in there a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So here he is. Mr. Null Khemist, or Mrs., I don't know. Space dwarves are a little more gender neutral than space marines. So, or sorry, sky dwarves. These aren't space dwarves, these are sky dwarves. There's apparently a difference. Alright, so that's good. I'm gonna trim off, there's a little bit of sprue gunk left on the tactical rock here. I am gonna have to trim that off a little bit. No, it should be okay. As long as I just put a ton of glue. The only time that I really like putting a ton of glue on things is on the tactical rock. Because you, like, need it. So I'm so sorry for my shaky hands. I have awful... My hands are so shaky for absolutely no reason. Alright, so now we're just gonna stick them right on there. Oh god. Yeah. Hold that there for a few seconds. Okay. Sometimes you have to, like, really push it on there. Okay. We'll let that dry, but for now, here's the complete Null Khemist on his base and everything. Oh, hello. On his base and everything. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then I'm gonna glue the Maulerfiend onto his base too, because I almost forgot about that. I'm just gonna mute myself real quick, and you guys can listen to the music while I'm gone. Alright, so Null Khemist is drying. I'm gonna put him off to the side. I can put the rest of these back in there. I'll throw this box out later. Okay, so now we have to get Mr. Maulerfiend on his base here. Oh, God. Sleeves. Oh, dude, my back's killing me, man. Alright, so he is gonna go right on there. Nice big base for him. We only really have to glue 3 of his limbs here, because this one is kind of just up in the air. So, we'll do that. Though, honestly, I don't know, because there's a lot of area under here that I'm going to want to paint. I don't know if it's a good idea to glue him on just yet. Yeah, screw it. We'll glue him. We'll deal with our consequences once I actually paint this guy, but for now, we're just gonna put some glue on the toes here. Nice bunch on the knuckles. A few more on the feet so that I can drip down and help solidify. And then we're just gonna put him... We're gonna put him right there. Oh god. Yeah, we're gonna put him right there. Maybe back a little bit. There we go. There we go. Set him down. Make sure the glue sets. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Okay. Maulerfiend is drying. So that's that. Honestly, I'm gonna be so real. My back really hurts. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the rest of the cultists like I was wanting to get to. Let me just test something. Okay, no, he's still drying. Gotta really set him on there. Gotta really set him on there. Gotta like push down. There we go. Okay, so that's drying. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a little more. Sometimes what I do for bigger models that like the glue doesn't like to set sometimes, I just put like an extra little bit on the base around like the feet that I'm trying to get settled on there. And that way I can like, and it'll dry, so it's not like it's not gonna look bad or anything. Because when it dries, it like recedes almost because it bonds with the plastic that it's on. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit overnight. That'll be dry tomorrow morning. And yeah, here we are. Yeah, it's gotta do that. With like smaller models like this, like this is already like good to go pretty much. Like, yeah, this is good to go. So I'm gonna set him off to the side. You're gonna go right there. And then Mr. Forgefiend, or sorry, Mr. Maulerfiend, is gonna sit where he is. I'm gonna turn down this music a little bit more because it's kind of being annoying. There we go. All right. Let me actually check something. Let me just like, I'm gonna see if this will work. I don't know if it will. Bear with me just 1 second. Okay, so, oh god, hi, this was not the right one. So the model is currently frozen because it's stupid like that. For some reason, it's it does that whenever I open it after the fact, after I open my streaming software. But yeah, that's kind of annoying. Hi, Maulerfiend. I'm gonna move you so that I can put my keyboard and setup back together. There we go. All right, Mr. Maulerfiend is set. I have to clean out my pliers at some point because they're getting a little gummed up with shit. All right. So I think that's where we're gonna leave it tonight. We got some cool stuff built. I was hoping we could have built more, but my back is killing me right now. So that's where we're gonna leave it. And I'm probably gonna head out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed watching me build stuff. Definitely gonna try and do more of this in the future. Can you okay, good, all right. Definitely gonna try and do more of that in the future. That was fun. I had fun. And I will catch you guys, let's see, not tomorrow, but Friday. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing on Friday because, hang on. Let me just go onto YouTube. Because I think what I have scheduled for Friday is more, is more Fierce to Fathom, but I've already finished it, so I will probably figure something out. Yeah, so Fierce to Fathom is already done, so we'll figure something out for Friday. When I do, I will update the schedule. Until then, yeah, I love Warhammer. It's great. I hate some of the people in the community, if I'm being honest, but it's not bad. I like it. I like it itself, and I'm able to distance myself mostly from the community part that sucks. But yeah, I will catch you guys Friday. Until then, have yourselves a lovely Thursday, and I'll see you later. Good night, guys. Oh, hang on. Oh, Lord. All right. Oh my God, Spotify, shut up. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. I feel like tonight was a bit of a short stream, and I'm sorry, but it's almost at 2 hours. I've been going at this for 2 hours. Someday I'll have the discipline to have longer streams, but my back is killing me, and I can't lean forward in my chair any. What the hell? My back is killing me. So we're gonna call it a night. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.